We were organizing this workshop for about a year and also doing a lot of stuff until last minute to optimize the venue and make everything perfect for the people to arrive. 2 weeks before the actual date, we had these huge fires on the island. So we were struggling for a bit and also playing with the idea of postponing the whole thing. I'm glad that we decided not to do so and to go for it and to go for the workshop, and it even seems to make more sense, to be more important to bring these people together and share knowledge and experiences and the whole regeneration mindset. I think it's very alive in the people that came here, and it's very alive in us as well.
I'm bringing the new.
Once again!
I open myself to
Any dancers? Can choreograph?
I'm singing, I'm bringing the new.
Feel free to come in the middle of that. Space is where the magic happens, space is where the magic happens, space is where the magic happens. When I was packing to come here, I realized that I'd forgotten my notes. And then I thought, okay, that's all right. And then I realized I forgot my flip charts, the ones that I did have with me. So I thought, okay, something deeper is going on here. And the lesson that I was led to learn from this experience was that I just needed to let go of all of the structures and really allow myself space to tune into the field that was alive and is alive. And that's exactly what happened. This community experience has been one of the most powerful and intense and heart-opening experiences that I've facilitated. And I must thank myself for forgetting all of my notes, because I was so present in the moment. And what I really wanted to get out of this workshop, let's call it play shop, what I wanted to get out of this play shop, this experience, was to figure out how we can actually connect as humans, first of all, and to create the space for us to come to terms with the fact that understanding ourselves, first of all, is key to being able to co-create with others. So the components that we worked on were compassionate communication, collective decision-making, singing, dancing, playing, and lots of conversations and open space to explore the things that were coming up. And this for me is more powerful than any structure that we can possibly have. So we really got into this whole concept of taking responsibility for the lives that we want to co-create and create for ourselves, but also co-create as a group, allowing space through breath. That the breath and space were key themes for our time together, allowing space for life to unfold.
So spending these 2 weeks with more than 30 people really gave us a framework to work on many levels, on practicalities, but also on emotional stuff and psychological stuff. It was empowering seeing people combining their efforts for a common goal, and it was also very touching seeing them transform, and some of them made life-changing realizations, observations about themselves. And yeah, I think there could be nothing more to ask for. The second module was about natural building, which again is a huge topic. We decided the construction of the yurt to be the main activity. Spiros Kourkoulos, who is a master in making yurts and also in living in them. Shared all his expertise, and we would do a lot of woodwork for the frame construction, and he would show us about the covers.
Yeah, it was very exciting. I've never done this before. It was the first time I cooperated with so many people. Yeah, it was very nice to see how, even though the people did different jobs, and they had maybe small tasks, maybe bigger tasks, but it was good to see the contribution of everyone. That was precious, actually, and without which the yurt would not have been built. So every work undertaken by each individual person really contributed to the whole, basically. Yeah, and yeah, what was interesting to see how, yeah, when a lot of people cooperate, they can do a project that's quite big. Yeah, I mean, alone, if I was doing it alone, maybe with another person that I usually work, it would have taken me a couple of months. And we finished it in almost less than a week. Yeah, the beauty of yurts is that as you say, it is ancient actually. It's a structure that comes through, maybe has been used for thousands of years. I think the first one is mentioned by Herodotus, the ancient Greek historian, so it goes way back. And it's still very relevant today as a structure because it is in many ways ecological, much more ecological than a modern house. It's very light on the earth, the impact is much less than a normal house. It's portable, and yeah, a lot of young people today, well, yeah, they are kind of nomads. A lot of people want to travel around, so this is, it would suit a way of life that is more moving around places and experiencing different things. They did an amazing job, and it's difficult for me to, I haven't distilled yet exactly what I have learned, but I have learned a lot, but it's difficult to put everything into words. Of course, teamwork is one, and then focused, intentional work, how good results you can achieve, because this is a beautiful structure we have made. Yeah, keep exploring, keep searching, and yeah, keep using your hands also, it's important, yeah. This embodied, using knowledge that comes also from the past in an embodied way to create something rather than, all this virtual world, which is also good, it has its uses, but we're getting a bit detached from the physical, the embodied way of living.
We had also Dominic Taylor with us, who is an amazing carpenter and natural builder. He did the woodwork for the openings and taught us how to lay an earthen floor.
First of all, I was really surprised at how fast people understood what I was trying to tell them. And it was really nice. Very nice bunch of people. And the skill level was very high. So many times people are not really there. Like it takes a week to arrive from outer space. No, but I found people very present, very willing to listen and to get on with work. So I really enjoyed that side of it, yeah. And so for me it was a great pleasure. The only thing I would say is just do whatever you want to do, that's all. If you want to do something, don't just think I can't do it, I don't have enough money, this is all bullshit. Just make your plan and do it.
Where's my finger?
Building a yurt frame this size is challenging. Constructing the crown, preparing the roof poles and the trellis.
Show you how to do it.
The whole process was broken down into smaller tasks, and participants had the opportunity to try out all of them.
Okay. Ho po të si ndodhe ka e do?
It was amazing to see how people were interested in the different techniques and how much skill they gained. Even people with no or very little experience did an amazing job.
Straw bales and the wood.
Out. Also write something like one is the top because the inclination is more close. We have made the drills, the top hole which is a little bit high.
Only one of this, because I have at my
Don't make it look like that. But when, let's say, okay, this is the right.
Okay?
Yeah.
Because then
You want to check what we do so you also learn? No, it's better to get back to the start. If you want, you can try. Well, you can see.
But if it's in your way, it comes to here, so it's already too late. We have a Toolset.
Okay.
If there is something.
There was a small window, right? A small metal one. It's still
So also we can check where is the... There. That's through it.
Fix this. And from like this. Guys, I would say, let's put another 5 and then we can do a break, yeah?
Yes, definitely.
I'm going to push this to go, no. It needs to go, and then you put it in the hole, in the left hole. Don't worry, it's fine. Don't move inside the crown.
yeah.
No, hold back.
The other one.
The third module was about renewable energy. We had Manos Kapas, who is a full-time professional, but with the mindset that goes into community living. So we were very happy to have him with us.
I ended up here meeting 30 amazing personalities. that actually gave me the extra strength that I would need to also do the workshop, but also continue the day after. I saw that people from many different backgrounds, different countries, different cultures, but I saw the one common denominator, the one common factor that unites us all, and that was respect, the freedom to express yourself in any way you see fit, but always under the common value of respecting each other's freedom and personality. I felt great. I felt great. It wasn't just a typical educational workshop. It was much more than that. The big challenge was to try and break down these technologies in a way that someone that has never been technical in his life can understand what we are talking about. I'm glad that actually people with no background in construction or in any technical field were actually understanding the concept and the steps that we need to follow if we want to incorporate such technologies in our own houses. And I think that's the biggest gain that I got. The fact that I managed to have people with zero almost knowledge being able to understand some of the physics, some of the technicalities, but most of all the principles behind designing and constructing such a system. So I think they all understood how important it is that before we design a system, we define in detail the actual needs of our life. Because we may come from different lifestyles, but that doesn't mean that these lifestyles are rigid or set in stone. I believe that the step forward is to have an awareness during our everyday lives. So when we're talking about conserving energy or using renewable energy sources, it's very important to be aware of what type of needs we want to cover and which needs are at the end of the day essential. All the different modules that took place in this workshop may be different in what aspects they cover, whether in theory or in practice, but we must always remember the underlying factor, which is living in a sustainable way, and most of all, being aware that every action we take has a consequence. Every path we take, every resource that we are using has a consequence. So before jumping the gun, as they say, to move forward, it's always good to take a step back and think of where you want to end up. Think of where you're going. That way you will know exactly what resources you'll need for your journey, and this way we can hopefully live in equilibrium.
Hello, how are you? It was actually amazing to see people gathering in a place that they had never been before, being so open, being so happy to be here. I felt so hopeful about people being here and wanting to help and wanting to share common hopes. It was amazing seeing how the connection was good from the very start. Amazing group. I felt so nice with everybody. It was also nice to see people from all ages, because we had very young people and older people, different cultures, and all these were really bonding together in a very special way. And you could see that during the days that came, how beautiful it was seeing people talking to each other and sharing, experience with fresh ideas together and forming something new. This was really something that I enjoyed a lot.
If you have a big slope, then the idea is.
And we closed with the fourth module, which was about permaculture in more agriculture aspects. And we had Alexandros Kostis from Andros here, and he shared his knowledge and his practices.
For me, it was pretty exciting, and it was a very nice surprise when I came here. And it was already a very well established community of people, temporary community, but they experienced that the latter and the very good relationship they had. So this is a good foundation for learning experience to happen. And I experienced that they were very urging to learn about nature and gardening and producing their own food, and they were very into understanding also, problems of the world, problems of the ecosystem and solutions. It was really nice. It was really nice to see how ready and how they like to absorb this kind of information.
Dry again and bring and dry it, or better if you mix it from the beginning. Break it.
The way I'm impressed also with permaculture is because, first of all, it's like it gives a systemic thinking to the people, like how we are working in systems, and there is a cause and effect and an input and an output for everything we do and everything we hold in our hands, everything we give to the other people. So systemic thinking is something that we really missed from our school education. The other is that brings to the people really good consciousness of, hey, where we are in the world, what we do as people, what we take from the earth, what we take from the relationship between us, the people, but also gives us a sense of solution. It's not just a problem, we don't stay in misery in permaculture. We get very optimistic and we get a series of toolkits to respond to the challenges we face in the world. And the last part is that it's a design science. So again, at school, at least, in South Europe schools, as far as I know, we never really get a sense of how we can really observe something and analyze it and recreate it, redesign it. So with permaculture, we learn the design science. Everybody, even if you are an engineer, if you are a gardener, if you are, whatever is your background, you learn. Hey, come on, you have the chance to design, choose the way you want to go, the way you want to deal with your external world.
And in the design we have decision making.
I really hope that more and more young people will get into this path of being conscious of what is happening around us, all the goods and the bads, and get some education to really transform the world in a better kind of world. Be active, be proactive and active, and be part of the decision making. So all what was this workshop about, it's actually a very good foundation for young people. So I'm really hoping and encouraging people to do so. Yeah, go for it.
After a wholesome breakfast, we would have our morning circles, and then we would dive into the day. Despite the fact that the daily rhythm was tight, there was still space for additional activities like talks, presentations, a natural remedies crash course, or just hanging out and relaxing a bit. Food time was always a moment of pleasure, thanks to the love Afendula puts into her dishes. She kept everybody strong and happy. We're using an agile framework for this morning circles and also some agile tools in order to organize ourselves and our days. So we use some boards and a community mastery board where we monitor our culture, our common agreements regarding different things like roles in the cleaning actions or policy about smoking.
We close the workshop with a gratitude circle, with a special ceremony, which gives the opportunity to people to, give thanks to others or to give thanks in general and share what they feel, what they got from the experience or what they want to bring home. The training was pretty intensive, but at the end of each module we spent an afternoon and evening at the beach, where we had some picnic and we all gathered and we had the opportunity to, reflect on what we did after each module. People were playing games, others talking, forming groups of exploring the beach and having a great time, relaxing a bit. So these days were pretty nice for everybody and they all enjoyed it.
Bringing people together is always a gift, especially in challenging times like these. And we can choose to be a gift to each other. It's in our nature. And that's what we did. For 15 days, people from all over Europe gathered and lived together. And they were passionate. They were caring and supportive to each other. Well connected, feeling safe. It's always a gift to live in a community, even a temporary one. We wanted the workshop to provide this experience, and we are really grateful that it happened, because it's not given. It is the outcome of our collective contribution, and everybody played his part. When we started organizing this workshop, we asked ourselves, what is our ambition? And the answer was simple. To offer the space where we can jump over our shadow and truly meet, and to invite everybody to hold this space so magic can happen.
From the city to the sea, an evening long I've been watching my city die. An evening long, the stone my foot and the well-known river of forgotten colors, leading to the sea, snaking through the city, deconstructing over me, dying in the streets. My mind behind, the waves breaking on the Dream Trip beach. Washed away, I went submarine sailing, drowning my cigarettes, contaminating the waters of a heritage. Killing the howling mermaid bright, my golden old dream. I am seaside high. And now that killing is too harsh a word for me, I say I will be fine, I leave. Leave with the voices shouting, blabbering, singing about those pictures in my head, in my mind. It's me and the redefined content of my inner eye footage. I thought I got it. But starting by the city, the river reforgets his colors and starts sucking black. Good city old faces, drowning faithless or hiding shameless between new places. Like the second half of the moon, of what we call above, playing us. Playing us like a crowd defeating a pigeon. But the pigeon will triumph, like a blossoming flower striking back at spring. That's what we tell each other. Because we learned that if there's healing, there's breaking. And I've been loving and I've tried pushing the sky to feel the boundaries of nothing. But I felt nothing. So I hope for easy and I avoid to run. But I feel for more. I am stepping in relationships like in chewing gum. And like trees into constant growth. Houses started to dissolve. We cannot overcome who taught us how to love. And we will always carry with us where we are from. Like our highly sensitive animal complexes, as on drama depending, clearly not further evolved individuals. And at the bottom line we're all the same, classifying ourselves for the same kind of boredom. A little less or a little more, but same as being a part of us, like our defining loss of meaning. And finally, they keep us busy, relieving us of questions as big that we would drown in, like in the river of forgotten colors, leading to the sea, and the dissolving houses, now deconstructing over you, like me, like them. So even the last bit of chewing gum gets washed away, and all flows into the wave, breaking on the Dream Trip beach, where devastated and dissolved, we finally concede that this is just another story, about that love is all we need.